Hey, there I am. I see my big giant head. Hi, everybody. There we loaded. Quest actions available. Hobnanigans is here. Singer is going to be over the moon with delight. And Fall Festival. We have a Fall Festival encore going on. That might be okay, actually. Dun dun dun. Let's see what the hobbits have for me. Plus 10% run speed boost. That is fantastic. Hi, Yicky. How are you? Nobody got a chance to enter plus 10% run speed boosts as their guest, so I don't have to give the new car away tonight. Hopefully next week. Let's see. I guess as long as we're here, let's craft. So I was polishing the Onyx last night. Whoa. Hopefully that sounded dirty. Boom, I critted. We'll send that off to Nemini, my hunter. Nemini is working on her Host of the West subfaction rep. I've got 5 pack spaces open, so I should be good to go. Why does it say task limit reached? I don't know. It's a good question. Better yet, it's an even better suggestion. Let's get the important stuff out of the way and then we can go adventure and have fun. I don't have any fish to put away. So the kin house is closer to the task item turn-ins than my personal house. But if I have fish to put away, I will often go to my personal house. Gravity42 checking in. Hello. Yuki says, I'm good. You? I am good also. Wrapped up a work week. Work wasn't too bad today. Went to an airplane club meeting tonight for my RC flying club. And that was okay. And Mrs. Mustafa's home safe and sound. I don't have to worry about high school kids breaking her shoulder tonight, so I'm happy about that. And it looks like we're going to have inclement weather all weekend, so that means I get to stay home and play video games, so I'm pretty cool with that. We're just going to start banging Tedmits out right away. We've already crafted. We're going to do some task item turn-ins. Clearly, inventory management is going to be a priority. And I have to say, for those of you who've been watching my personal channel, I thought inventory management was important in Lotro. Believe me, after a nuclear apocalypse, you're really going to want to manage your inventory. That's not something you're going to be able to play around with. So, what do we want to get rid of? I've got a lot of rusted scimitars. So we'll just do that. I'd like to keep working on Gorgoroth rep, but I've got a lot of rusted scimitars to get rid of, so it's kind of... Got plenty of bristled fur, but that's not for Gorgoroth. That's one of the idiosyncrasies I'm running into, is I've got tons of stuff to turn in, but not necessarily for Gorgoroth rep. So I do have intriguing filth. Not nearly enough ears. Ominous essences. I don't even think that's a turn-in item. I might need to sell those. Ominous essences, not on the list. Petrified branches are, but that's for the elves. Spiny carapaces, also not for the elves, or not for Gorgoroth. Spiked tails. Spiked tails are not on the list and can be sold. At this point, I'm mostly about digging out the rep, so let's just get rid of some rusted scimitars. And we'll stick with that for now. That's going to be enough. So remember, boys and girls, you want to do task item turn-ins every day. You get experience points, item experience points, war steed experience points. You gain rep, you can earn titles, you can get cosmetics. It actually increases the number of task items you can turn in as you level that up. And only good things come of it. Most importantly, it helps you get junk out of your bags, which is why I like to do it. Gravity, how was your week, my friend? Are you all set for a big old gaming weekend? Mine was good, pretty quiet. Where's all the super mutants? We only talk Lotro on Lotro stream, John DeGard. And frankly, as many super mutants as I've killed this week, you'd think they'd be running out of them by now. I know I've been running out of 308 ammo. Task item limit reached. Fantastic, I'm at 10 out of 10. So that was good for almost 500,000 XP. You guys getting 41,000 per turn in, so you know, like I said, it is well worth doing. And I'll have to deliver more rusty scimitars tomorrow. So we've got that out of the way. Let's take a look at the quest log. I actually got through a lot of Mordor last week and finally ventured out into northern Mirkwood. But I still have stuff I'm supposed to be doing in Mordor. So, Lost Lore, Elves of Lothlorien, bring relics to the court. I guess I have all of the relics I need. Lingris, Lost Lore, Dol Amrith, Lost Lore, Agernath, Lost Lore, Talatharoon, Allegiance Quests, Black Book of Mordor, The Wastes, Daggerlad, The Escape, Wrath and Ruin. Okay, we're definitely not doing that tonight. See about that. That's a group quest. See about that. I know I'm not going after Lost Lore tonight. That's so boring it would put even me to sleep. I'm gonna have to pull out Lotro Wiki and just go find the books that I haven't come across yet. That looks like I'm ready to turn it in. So that's as good a place to start as any tonight. Lost Lore of Gorgoroth. Alright, let's see what we got. We ride for Lothlorien. Hurry up and get to the Lady of Rust and Rhyme. Oh, the Lay of Rust and Rhyme. Daily expeditions. Yeah, I'm not really looking for more quests. Looking to turn in the one I have that's got a check mark next to it. Okay, who's supposed to get these? Bring relics to the court of Lothlorien. A collection box can be found in the court. So I'm looking for a collection box. That's not particularly exciting. Lothlorien collection box. We have a winner. That's good for 2 preserved relics of the last alliance. 1. 2. Hi, Mrs. Mustafa. Did you want to say hello?
I'm freezing.
You poor thing.
I've been freezing all day.
Poor thing.
My office just gets cold. Cold.
If you had a nice, cushy beard, you'd be warm all the time. Unless your mean wife pulls the blankets off of you while you're trying to sleep.
That wasn't me.
Uh-huh. Fully wrecked. Auctioneer. I'm sorry, what'd you ask?
You want a snack later?
Sure. Now I have to try to remember where the allegiance thing is. Show quests. So I always left it open before so I didn't have to go try to find it again. Deeds? Nope. Is there an allegiance tab? Hi, Kryles, how are you? One of the best quest lines, in my opinion. Wonder how many destiny points I have. 67,495 destiny points. For Binkid, I just registered on Twitch. Well, welcome to Twitch for Binkid. I'm glad to have you with us. Kyle says, I'm good, thanks. Working tomorrow, so won't be around too long. For Binkid said, this is about the spot I am in questing. Oh, cool. Hobby, Destiny, Biography. Crafting, inventory, deed log, quest log. Those are not an alliance tab here. Show all solo quests. Add slots. I'm missing something. Kryle says, just finished questing in the Dale area. I forgot the map name. The area sort of sucked. Well, we appreciate your candid and honest feedback, Kryles. Thank you. And I don't know why I said we. As much as I love the game, all I do is play it. Repeatable quests, quest shared, show all tasks. Not there. East side is nice, but a lot of running around. The west side was too difficult for me to navigate and took forever. Well, I will look forward to checking that out. Instance Finder panel. Online help. Alright, I seriously don't remember how to get my allegiance panel back up. Where would it be? It's on the Reputation tab under Character. Okay. That would explain why I wasn't remembering. That seems like an obscure place to put it, but okay. 4 tokens of service. So there we go. I guess there's no harm in taking these. I got plenty of room for more quests. There's a lot of extra quests, isn't there? Yay! It's Mordor dailies. Alls I've heard is people bragging about how much fun these are. So nothing going on up here with these guys. I think we're ready to head to Mordor. We ride for Mordor. And by ride I mean teleport instantly. Should you do allegiance one at a time, finish it before taking another? I would think so. I haven't heard of anybody trying to grind them all out at once. I think you should focus on one and get it close to max with regular questing and books. The rest you need to do dailies, I think. Unlock. Complete 4 allegiance quests in Lingris and Talith Arui. Compete in the pit fighting tournament. Defeat foes. Destroy orcish barriers. Alright, well we got plenty of quests now, that's for sure. Always best to be on the right skill bar when you decide to attack. And Ed is all over chat tonight. Super quick responses. You okay, Ed? Yeah. Sure, why not? I'm trying to get better. Okay, John DeGard, I'm not going to lie. I almost stopped short of swimming across there because I didn't want to take the rads. Ooh, it's orcish barriers. Elves in space. Oh no, I'm knocked out. I'm still enjoying it. I kind of run hot and cold. I was getting a little down on the game, and then I unlocked some new crafting stuff, and I'm happily crafting away. So I'm just having to fix some things up on my character so I can travel easier. You do not want to get stuck in the same place doing the same dailies there. Gathering supplies, defeating foes. Hard hit Zinger, welcome. Give him crafting in any game and he's a happy boy. I just spent $35 for that game. Did I get taken? If you played Fallout 4 and you liked Fallout 4, you should like Fallout 76. My take on it is that it's going to get patched, and they're probably going to be adding some content. So I think it's going to get better. But I'm having fun with it now. I ran into a guy last night who's already 109th level. It's like, dude. But at times it does feel a bit unfinished, and the frequent server disconnects are more than a little annoying. I was dual streaming it with Uger on Wednesday. He wanted to take a break from the Ettenmoors to do that instead. And I think he was a little disheartened because he thought he was having trouble streaming it, but I think it went okay. People that pre-ordered paid $60 and a week later it cost $35. Those people got taken. I'm one of the ones who paid $60. Doesn't bother me. DanCam35, hello. First time watching you live. Are you one of the folks who actually watches the replays on YouTube? That's awesome if you are. Robin Kid says, first time for me watching live too. Cool. Big Ed apologizes ahead of time for your disappointment. That's true. I follow you on YouTube and I haven't seen a new video in a long time. Have you still been uploading them? I'm actually working on retooling my personal YouTube page. Gonna split it up a little bit. I'd like to start doing some computer hardware reviews, and I'll probably split the RC stuff off into a different category. One of the things I'm a little bit torn about, Kryles, is when I upload a YouTube video of Lotro replay, on the Lotro channel it gets a few hundred views, and on my personal channel it gets between 1 and 5. So I don't know if there's really a whole lot of reason for me to upload game replays onto YouTube. So I kind of want to mix it up and do some different things and maybe see where it goes. Tanulil, how are you? I was kind of lining to get things started with some of the hardware reviews and the remote control stuff. Cool. I'm glad to hear you're not going to unsubscribe. Hold me accountable, though. If I don't have anything up there within a month or two, be sure to bust my chops over it. But, I was joking. I finally found where Mrs. Mustafa hid all my video camera stuff, and wanted to get some of that prepped. We've got lights and some tripods and stuff. Of course, being married to Mrs. Mustafa, I've got more camera equipment at my ready than I know what to do with. But yeah, hopefully we can get something started there soon. At least now I have some obsidian scales to turn in. Dan Cam, have you considered playing one of the 2 legendary servers? That's something that might be a possibility. I'm free to play right now, and I was considering going VIP on my secondary account and maybe playing on the legendary servers. Unfortunately, I'm also a huge Fallout addict, as you might have gathered from some of the conversation, and I ponied right up for Fallout 76 on launch day, and I've been putting quite a lot of time into it. So in all fairness, I wouldn't be playing on the legendary servers right now anyway. And also, I've been surprised at how strong my viewership has been when I do stream Lotro, and I think it's because I'm not doing the Lone Lands again. If that makes any sense. I think a lot of viewers have been kind of legendaried out. It's like, oh good, somebody else is doing the Red Maid tonight too. It's great old content. It's fun to relive it. I don't know that it makes for great streaming content for the viewers to sit through. That's not really how I pick my streams, but, to be honest, I wouldn't be as excited about going back through the Lone Lands again either. It's fine to do it, and it's good once in a while if you haven't done it. But there was just some frustration because I think most of the prominent streamers were on the legendary servers, and they were all doing the same low-level content. So folks were like, "Oh, thank goodness, somebody who's not on the legendary server." So I tend to jick when other people jack. I got to Mordor 4 months late because I'm free to play. I had to wait to be able to buy it in the store with Lotro points. And now I think most people have moved on, and I might be about the only person streaming Mordor, so hooray for me. I've kind of got Napoleon Dynamite syndrome. I'm out to prove that I've got nothing to prove. So we'll see. Legendary server's not out of the question, just nothing I need to rush out and do. And at least some of my playing time is split elsewhere, which is pretty rare. I play Lotro a lot, very consistently, and have for many years. So I don't normally get my attention distracted from Middle-earth very often, but it does happen occasionally. What can I say? Even Cordovan, the community manager here, heck, even he takes a break and plays Dungeons and Dragons online once in a while. Again, I am a lifer and I waited 4 months to buy with points. The fact they made us wait was really stupid. The forums are not that kind of streamers, but that was one of the complaints I read. All the streamers kept doing low-level stuff. He doesn't want to ruin his street cred by going VIP. I have no cred. There was some talk a while ago, all the people who stream are super boring, and it's all boring Care Bear content. And I was kind of laughing about it because there was a thread about how we all suck. And I was like, you know what? You're probably right. I'll bet that you would have no problem coming up with way better content than I would. You should contact Cordovan and join the stream team. I'll bet you'd be a huge hit. Oh, I don't want to stream. So if there's a secret to Lotro stream, it's that, they're kind of stuck with who's ever willing to volunteer to play on here. So a lot of the elite dudes are too busy being elite to bother to put in the time or share with the community. So, they don't want to give away all of their secret sauce. Because they're so much smarter and more original than the rest of us. Hi, Druid's Fire. I watch streamers because I like their personalities. I don't care so much about what content they're playing. Kryle says it was a business decision. People buying with points they grind or get through the lifer stipend doesn't make the money, and they need to front load the cash sales first. Yeah, I agree with Druid's Fire. I don't get upset about too many things. It was like, I have to wait for Mordor. Okay. Wasn't a big deal. Would have been nice to, well, and again, it's like, why rush in? Now, if you're in a kinship or you're in a raiding group and everybody else is out there and you have to wait 4 months to go raiding with them, that would be a problem. But just for general play, it didn't really affect me a whole lot, other than the fact that now I'm probably one of the very few streamers who are still streaming Mordor, and it's still spectacular. But I don't particularly base my playing decisions on what I should stream as much as just what do I feel like playing tonight. I take a pretty casual approach to Twitch. I'm going to be playing video games anyway, so I'm going to do whatever I feel like and share it. And if folks want to hang out and watch, great. And if not, well, better luck to me next time. Stupid to make money to keep the game open. Got it. Yeah, you're not going to win the argument with Druid's Fire, Kryles. It's alright. It's okay to be frustrated. Imagine how poor Mrs. Mustafa feels every day. All she can do is look back on 16 years ago and wonder, why did I do it? Why did I agree to marry this idiot? What was I thinking? Speak of the she-devil.
What?
Hi, sweetie. I was just talking about you and how you're driving me to an early grave.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I was going to tell you something. tell you something.
Oh. Mrs. Mustafa had to inform me of something personal. More specifically, it was that she loves the beard and she was just embarrassed for the rest of you to know.
Oh, good grief. Okay, I'm setting this down. I'm not feeding you.
If nothing else, sweetie, the beard is seasonally appropriate.
True.
Thank you for bringing me snacks and feeding me and not murdering me in my sleep, even though I know you want to. That's why she watches all that murder she wrote. She's trying to plan the perfect crime. There's an orcish barricade or two. Yeah, Druid's Fire makes an excellent point. Krause, you have stats on how many bought the game with cash and how many waited? By the way, I bought $300 worth of points to support SSG when they got control, so it isn't just the Mordor purchases that keep them going. I'll let her know you said hello, John DeGard. Darn, I want a mystery hand to feed me food, too. Now that is living the life, being fed while playing video games. Yeah, life doesn't suck. I've done a lot of stupid things in my time, but marrying Mrs. Mustafa was not one of them. Even if she does finally murder me in my sleep. Like, well, I had a good run. I have completed a fighting chance. New deed, Talith Arui, continued efforts. New deed, foothold in Talith Arui. New deed, pronouncing Talith Arui. That should be a deed just for being able to pronounce it. I gotta say, one of the challenges of streaming has just been able to say all of the names out here in Mordor halfway decent. I'm sure a lot of people are still cringing at some of my pronunciations. And rightfully so. But I'm trying. You shouldn't bite the hand that feeds you. Viva la Scruff. Forbin kid, in another 10 years it will be a Santa beard like mine. John DeGard said, hello, Mrs. Mustafa.
Hello, John DeGard.
Kryles yells to Mrs. Mustafa that there is a show called How to Get Away with Murder. Don't encourage her, Kryles.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that show.
Well, I think he meant so you can help learn how to plan my murder.
Oh. You're not spilling, right? Because
I am not.
I just vacuumed.
I'm being extremely careful. This might be the area where you can jump down into the road if you want a shortcut back. You're really trying indeed. So if you say the names perfectly, SSG might give you a title? I don't know. That could happen. She sounds just like me. I just vacuumed. Hi, Zax. Where the 2 or 3 big orc pullers were? Yeah. I'm looking for one more set of supplies. I think this is the last set of supplies I need. Plus, I gotta be honest, one of the reasons I still play this game, I just like killing orcs. Bring the supplies. See one of the dudes there? Yeah. Ragdoll. What else am I working on up here?
Are you cold?
I'm okay. Mrs. Mustafa is cold all the time. Even in the winter or even in the summer, because she cranks the air way down and then complains that she's cold. Besides Professor Corey, I think Gravity does the best job pronouncing names. Gravity is an astute streamer and far more knowledgeable with lore than I will ever hope to be. I'm lucky if I can remember how to set up and start streaming. Hello, Darkwater scum. Gravity is an avid farmer. Nope, no worries, John DeGard. I always have my fishing to fall back on. Hi, Ferd, how are you? Missouri. I'm doing good. Happy the weekend's here. I'm looking forward to enjoying inclement weather so I can stay home and play video games. It's going to be magical. think I'm supposed to do some stuff here. Attacking the unwelcome. I don't want to restart the old stuff. This is Fushan Ball. So let's check the quest log and see if anything mentions Fushan Ball. That's all lost lore. Hatches can be found on the north slopes of Udun. You should investigate the new hatches. That sounds super fun. Shrine of the Gash High. Red skies on the burning mountain. Claim the first encampment for Gondor. Claim the first encampment for Gondor. What the hell does that mean? Eastern Gangurum, Gates of Nerband. Investigate strange lights. Fighting tournament. Bring the supplies back. Talk to Candathil by the crossroads. Complete the Burning Mountain Black Fire. Candor can be found in Udun, so it sounds like I probably need to go back the other way. I can do that. Ferd is setting out to build his new PC right now. Ferd, I love to talk computer hardware. What are you going with? i9 9900K, new Z390 motherboard. RTX 2080 Ti. Yeah, I know where the tournament is. They've got more stuff pointing me the other direction. And the turn I'm looking for is up further ahead. I still have a Lifestone tie to Aggernath, so I might just port there. Save me a ride. I've got some stuff I can turn in here real quick. Looks like there's a bunch of stuff in Udun to deal with.
Eyes up, ever wary.
That's it for me. Y'all have a good night. Kryles, don't be mad that I didn't go right to the fighting tournament. I'll get there. I'm kidding. You said you had to work, so have a good night, bud. Thanks for hanging out. Smoogly Games, hello. This is more door. There are more doors.
Come then.
Defeat the Rogamol emissary. Defeat foes in Fursham tomb. Okay, we can do that. I am playing on Arkenstone tonight. I also play on Brandywine and Crick Hollow regularly, but I've got characters on all of the English-speaking servers. Speaking of tournaments, I'll be doing the dueling tournament event within a month on Crick Hollow. Cool. Oh, okay, I grew up playing on Crick. Zach says, I just started playing this game and I'm hugely in love with it. The only thing I wish they would fix is the frame rate issue that it seems to have, if you know what I'm talking about. It's an old game. It's a 12-year-old game, and frankly, the engine was probably developed a couple years before that, so it is what it is. It's not going to run as smoothly as a modern title on modern hardware, but you gotta love it. At least it's better than Asheron's Call. I don't even know if you know why I'm laughing at that, Forbin kid. One of the things that's nice is since all the rest of y'all left for the legendary servers, Arkenstone does seem to run more smoothly now. Oh, good. He's got a bunch of stuff for me, too. Fantastic. Yeah, the 64-bit client has been in the works for a while.
The crumbled tower of Barad is still home to vast numbers devoted to their slain Dark Lord.
Defeat Black Numenorians and collect ancient tomes. Excellent. He was going to try to summon help, but then he bled out. Yeah, it's been like almost 2 years working on it since a small team taking longer. Ooh, cargo. There's an ancient tome. I knew there was a reason I wanted to come in here. I just wanted to kill the cargo. This was just a bonus. Everybody knows clobber's your interrupt, but hamstring will also do a nice job. They did not make it. Lotro can take more RAM than it currently does, and it might help with some of the issues in the game, like Minas Tirith. That'd be nice. I hope I don't run out of black Numenorians to slay. That would be a shame. Well, there's some kind of memory leak issue at Minas Tirith where if you go in and you're using DirectX 11 and or very high or ultra texture quality, it'll cause the game client to just run out of memory and crash. Um, be very frustrating, especially if you're doing anything like trying to run the Minas Tirith dailies for scrolls or whatnot. Well, we've killed enough Numenorians. Let's find some more ancient texts. So if a 64-bit client could help clean some of that up, that would be welcome indeed. But 5 of 8 on ancient tomes. He did not make it. Nothing in there but old bones. It's like they're making me run the whole gauntlet here tonight. Descending even deeper, the halls echo with whispers of the dead. Chat's gone eerily silent. Ooh, ancient tome. Ooh, ancient tome. I need one more ancient tome. Maybe the chat fell asleep? It's that ambient effect we're always talking about. That's why my videos are so popular on YouTube. Hundreds check them out every week so they can make sure they get a good night's rest. I have come to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I am all out of gum. He did not make it. That's 8 of 8. Yeah, I'm bored with this. Let's just go turn it in. That is my 5-second silent Coke Zero commercial.
This is far from fair Ethelian.
This is far from fair Ethelian.
This is far from fair Ethelian.
It's fairly far from fair Ethelian. I'm thirsty. They should sponsor you. Exactly? I don't know why they haven't cut the check already. What the hell am I doing in here again? I don't remember. Investigate the new hatches. That's definitely not it. I think I'm supposed to get to the bottom and defeat the boss. We'll head to the bottom and defeat the boss. And we will be merciless in our way down. There's a boss in between, down on the next level. Also, for those of you who might be members of my Discord channel, I did just post my rather brief review of the new Tomb Raider movie. So feel free to check that out if you get the chance. I'm going to stop for a snack. What am I taking damage from? I really have no idea. And who the hell's hitting me? I honestly don't see it. Must be him. We'll kill these yahoos too. Oh, I was like, who do I have to kill for that door to open? Maybe I just have to open it. I'm not a smart man. Was there a boss back in behind the siege weapon? I figured he was all the way down. Probably not. They're just going to be dumb stuff back in here. Spiders. Lots of spiders. Nothing back in here. Except more spiders. I think I just gotta go all the way down. I know there was a big siege weapon out in the previous room. Come on, I don't want to have to fight y'all one at a time. Got stuff to do. Not sure why that orc is comatose, but okay. Maybe he was watching my stream. Now he's hypnotized. It could happen. We have to pick up the side quest from the bulletin board for him. Could be. I know there's a side quest to kill corrupted warriors and archers, and I didn't get it for this time for some reason. Hi, Sneak Witch, how are you? I got stepped on. Well, you know what? I don't think that is the name of the boss I'm supposed to be defeating. That's Ongdrag, Master of the Mines. I'm supposed to be looking for... Of course, that's Barad-dûr. Who am I supposed to be looking for in here? Investigate the new latches. Agents, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, I've got to defeat him. Okay. Might and Vitality. Obsidian Scales, Stony Skin. I deserve a snack.
Let us not tarry. Let us not tarry.
Remember, kids, scrolls are worth more if you unroll them before you sell them. I pretty much just want to get rid of them, so away they go. Oops. Why am I going back to Barad-dûr? I literally don't know why I'm here. Maybe there was something I need to finish in here? Did you ever use mules to store your extra items, or are all your character slots in use? Yeah, I generally don't like creating mule characters. You were talking about Asheron's Call. When I used to play Asheron's Call, I did have a character named Min the Merchant, who did a lot of my crafting stuff, but Min was fully self-sustaining. He could go out and fight and quest and do all the other stuff. He wasn't just a mule. But all of my characters are playable. Careful now on your journey. Barad-dûr, Realm of the Black Word. So... I don't see a corresponding quest. Oh, here it is. Okay. That's where I need to go find the boss at the bottom. So I was almost all the way to the bottom and turned back because I was bored. Okay, lesson learned. Finish the dungeon. 21 minutes. See if we can't pick up her pace a little. I think this is about where I got bored and turned back, maybe? No, not further than this. Turn left. There we go. No? The hell do I get down? Oh, just walk straight down. Okay. Now it's about to get real. As soon as I'm done with this. Spicy cheese dip on toast. Oh, here he is. That's hilarious. I stopped just short of the boss. He did not make it. I don't think I need what's in those small chests. Back we go. Real what? I don't know. That's a good question.
This is far from fair Ethelian.
Ooh, now I've got a bunch more quests I don't want to do. Fantastic. Where's the mailbox? Mailbox is this way. I thought I had more scholar stuff. Yeah, oh well. Wood, strong branches, hides. Oh, there's the other scholar stuff I couldn't see earlier. I am not a smart man. That's alright. Look at that. Hours and hours of adventure, and I've got another pack space open. New tell? You received a new tell message. Please review your chat window. Nice. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Well, my bad. Sorry I missed the tell. Deed complete. Court of Lothlorien, allegiance level 21. Deed bestowed. Enemies of Barad-dûr. Defeat the Bloodblade.
The ruined road of Mount Doom sits high above the scorched plains of Gorgoroth, and has been a safe path for many foul things.
Enemies of the Burning Mountain. Obsidian ore. Freelancer, howdy! I don't want to burn in the fire. There we go. Cannibalic, hello. Am I supposed to run through the fire? Am I supposed to wait? That seems to have worked. I'm off. Have a good night, Big Ed, and everyone in chat. John DeGard, always a pleasure. You have a great night, and hopefully I'll see you later this weekend. Take care, bud. Nothing over here. Just had to check and make sure. Hi, Druid's Fire. Hey, Ed, the new bar and grill just opened here with a classic rock theme. It's called Vinyl Tap. I love the name. Just driving my forklift, working nights, listening to Big Ed play some Lotro. gonna fall asleep at the wheel of the forklift, Cannablik. Druid's Fire stares at the news. Hi for real this time. Hi, Druid's Fire. H.W. Bush passed. Well, it's a bit of a shame. I don't know what Dana Carvey's going to do without him. They say that happens a lot with married couples. When one goes, the other one's soon to follow. I wrote it into my will that when I pass away, I want Mrs. Mustafa buried alive with me so she can serve me in the afterlife. It's kind of an Egyptian thing. Dana still has the church lady. That's true. And bachelors live forever. Also true. Six of 8 on the ore. Yeah, George Herbert Walker Bush might have been the most qualified president we ever had. Interesting resume. Navy pilot, congressman, senator, director of the CIA, and then president of the vice president and then president. He served for 2 terms as Ronald Reagan's VP. A lot of experience under that man's belt. Plus, he went to a state dinner in Japan and got ill and threw up on the Japanese Prime Minister. True story. Youngest Navy pilot ever. Is that true? Would they give him his own plane at 17 or something? As long as we're talking about pilots, I'll go ahead and take us off topic a little bit since it is my stream. I've met some really interesting people flying model airplanes. We had a gentleman in the club, Colonel Charles Lane. He was one of the Tuskegee Airmen. Flew red-tailed Mustangs over Europe doing bomber escorts. A lot of his personal memorabilia from World War II got donated to the local airport. They have a display of it up if you come through Omaha. And he's obviously since passed, but I did get a chance to meet him. Very nice gentleman. One of our flight instructors In fact, he was partially responsible for helping me learn back in 2005 as a gentleman named Ralph K. Brown. And Ralph was a flight instructor for the Army Air Corps back in World War II, and then again later for the Air Force in Korea. The Air Force was formed after World War II. They finally separated out the airplanes from the rest of the Army. But we had a gentleman come to town. A guy named Ken Isaac is the forum director for RC Universe, the biggest online radio control community. And Ken was a forum moderator at the time, and I just chatted with him about airplane stuff and kind of casually gotten to know him a little bit just online. And he was like, "Oh, hey Ed, you live in Omaha, don't you?" I'm like, "Yeah." "Oh, I'm coming there to cover the Aurora Electric Nationals at your local hobby town. I would love to come by and check out the field." I'm like, "That'd be awesome." So I invited him out, and he came by on our training night on Thursday. I happened to be pretty busy with students that night. So Ralph was sitting there on a bench. He was in his early 80s by then. And I'm talking to Ken. I'm like, "Ken, I am so delighted you got a chance to come by, check out the field. It's great to have you. I hope you're enjoying Omaha. And I got to go fly some students real quick. It's our training night. But I want to introduce you to the man who single-handedly won World War II by strangling the Kaiser with his bare hands. This is Ralph Brown." And I sat him down with Ralph, and I went up and I flew a student, and I flew another student, and it was like 20 minutes later, and I'm like, "Oh, I left Ken sitting there with Ralph for a really long time. I hope he's okay." And Ralph has this very long, elaborate story about him learning to fly. And yep, that was what I wanted to hit. There we go. So after leaving him sitting there for 20 minutes, I come walking by and I'm like, "Hi Ken, is Ralph taking good care of you?" And just then I hear Ralph go, "So yeah, that was about 1937. That's when I finally soloed on the Piper Cub." And I'm like, "Oh my God, he's not even up to World War II yet." And I don't think I'm going to make it. Maybe I am. This was lucky. I probably should have lost this fight. I made it. And as usual, we'll leave the chests alone. So poor Ken had to sit there and listen to Ralph Brown tell his stories for I don't know how long, but it was a really long time. Once got to meet Colonel Bob Morgan, the pilot of the real Memphis Belle. That's awesome. Ralph had learned to fly just because he was interested in airplanes. And when the war came around, he was already a licensed pilot, so they were happy to have him. And he spent both wars teaching pilots how to fly AT-6 Texans. Never got to fly in a, quote, real fighter, unquote. But he had a pretty cushy gig. He was stationed down in Texas, and on the weekends, he was able to basically jump in his AT-6 Texan and fly home to Omaha and just hang out for the weekend and then fly back and report for Monday morning duty. And like Ralph would go fly over his house and do a flyby over where they lived so that his mom knew he was on his way, and he would bring his laundry home for her on the weekends. Couldn't make this stuff up. I wouldn't have ever thought it possible. But yeah, apparently the Army used to be fairly casual with what happened to their airplanes. Quest ready for advance.
Now then. Let us not tarry.
Ralph was later being interviewed by the Library of Congress. About 10 years ago, they wanted to start interviewing World War II veterans and collect their memories. They knew that the greatest generation was finally starting to fade. And I got a copy of Ralph's interview. He actually had me make copies for him so he could hand them out to people. Freelancer says George H.W. Bush was commissioned as an ensign and naval aviator 3 days before his 19th birthday, after 10 months of training. You weren't supposed to enter pilot training before 20. You can't lose, you're a champion. Good point. Tomcat pilots were required to get 10 hours of airways navigation training each year. Of course, they really used it to fly their fighters home for vacations. That's very cool. But they were interviewing Ralph for the Library of Congress project, and Ralph just had this way about him. Maybe you guys won't appreciate this, but he's kind of staring on. This is, again, guy's in his early 80s, and the gal's talking to him. He's like, oh, I flew AT-6 Texans, and I trained a lot of pilots, and I did it again when the Korean conflict rolled around. And so the gal goes, so you never got to fly in the Mustang like you wanted to? Oh no. Did that must have upset you that you never got to fly in a fighter? Oh no. Well, yeah, it upset me a lot. And it's like he was just like, oh no, it didn't bother me a bit. Oh, wait a second. Yes, it totally bothered me a lot. And it took him a good 3 count before he remembered that he should be upset by that. It was pretty funny watching the video. Man, there are quests all over out here. That's kind of awesome. So, Ralph and his family, I think Ralph's dad, they had a building and loan association, kind of like Jimmy Stewart and It's a Wonderful Life. And they might have finally just closed it, Metro Building and Loan here in town. It was the funniest thing. Imagine a private, unregulated bank, if you will. And you'd walk in there, and it looked like Ralph had decorated the place from the Smithsonian. They had office furniture there from the late 50s and early 60s that he'd never replaced. They had their own vault, and I'd been in there on radio club business a few times to drop off paperwork and check in and say hi to Ralph and his son Skip. Skip's an attorney, and he helped Dad run the business. And hey, how's it going? Oh, good. Hey, you want to see the vault? Sure. And they just have the vault sitting there open, and they're in an older part of town that had gotten a little dicey for a while, and it's actually coming back. It's being gentrified quite nicely. It's kind of a cool, hip part of town now. But Skip told me the story that they'd only had problems one time. Some guy came in and was going to try to rob the place, and Ralph didn't even hesitate, man. He drew down on the guy, and Skip was like, yeah, you can see right here where we had to patch the wall where Dad shot at him. He ran out of here so fast, it was amazing. So you run into some characters at RC clubs. I don't know what else to tell you. It was fun getting to know some of those guys. I was looking around the room tonight at our club meeting, and I'm sitting there with my gray beard, and I'm one of the kids. It's an aging club. We got to figure out a way to get kids to fly RC. Otherwise, we're not going to have anybody to take care of the field maintenance when I'm old. What else do we have to do? Investigate the hatches. Alliance stuff. I can claim 22. I can't claim 22 yet. Okay. Oh, that's a nice bow. Traveler Steelbound Loot Box. Deed bestowed. They're all flying quads now. Former Lotro CM Sapiens is the president of his local RC club. George Bailey, thank you, Anheuser. My dad helped arrange for Colonel Bob to have left seat in a B-17 on his 80th birthday, flying the fuddy-duddy midair in a special kind of honor flight. Very cool. Epic Uger checking in. Hello, Uger. Druid's Fire gives Uger a hard stare. Well, thank goodness. I was worried Uger might be running around unsupervised tonight. I'm glad you're here, Druid's Fire. Kalenberg, the final stand. Defeat Dulgan. Alright. Let's go defeat him. Uger, run like Forrest. Uger promised to watch my stream earlier and he didn't show up. I cried.
The well-fortified encampment of Calamurg.
I met a real Tarzan once. He was 96 years old and wrote a book about being a Tarzan baby in Manhattan. Later he joined the Air Force in World War II. That's cool. I had heard a very funny story. I'm going to blank on the name. But one of the actors who originally played Tarzan, he had done the Tarzan yell, the oh, in the movies or TV show when he was a young man, and he'd gotten old and he was in his 70s or 80s and was in the hospital, and either the staff didn't recognize him or didn't realize who he was, but it'd be all quiet and he'd be sitting in his room alone, and just to jack with people, he would go ahead and do the Tarzan yell just like he'd done 50 years previously, and they were all freaked out, not knowing where it was coming from, never expecting an old man to still have the pipes to be able to do that. But yeah, it's funny. There's actual stories that come out from time to time about babies being raised by chimps or babies being raised by wolves. That was one of the legends about Romulus and Remus, the founders of Rome. They were sired by a she-wolf. Or brought up by a she-wolf. I might be mixing my terminology. It's been a long time since I read the Aeneid. Johnny Weissmuller? That might be right. Yes. Emma Verlin, thank you. Emma Verlia, my apologies. I've got a white background and your text is in light green. I was having trouble reading your name. Oh, Freelancer said it too. I was raised by TV and junk food. I turned out just fine. More than fine, Zinger. You are a credit to the channel. More spiders terrorize the inner encampment. I'll forgive you, Uger, this time. Next time you won't be so lucky. Ooh, Skill Slayer. Druid's Fire won't do you any direct physical harm. She'll just like schedule Cordovan to do charity streams during your normal time slot for so many weeks in a row that you won't remember how to log into local stream eventually. Women are extremely subtle with revenge. You'll never see it coming. Ha, as if I can get Cordovan to do anything. Look at how little he's learned about how to play the game. I've only been working on that for a year now. I would never ascribe that level of vindictiveness to Druid's Fire. I wouldn't have the guts. Look at Mrs. Mustafa when she decided to finally destroy me utterly. She tricked me into marriage. Now I'm trapped and all I can do is sit here and wait for the end of the world. Really? I figured the spider would be out that way. Guess not. Eyes wide shut, huh? Yes. Who are we fighting here? Okay, where's this boss spider at? Not that way. Spiders in retreat, you should confront the foes within the caverns. Okay, where are the caverns? Not back here. Maybe I can go out this direction now. Maybe that was why it was locked. . Somewhere there's foes and caverns. How do I get there from here? I don't see a way up. I don't see a cavern entrance. Still don't see a cavern entrance. Hey, a cavern entrance. Apparently it doesn't count though. Ooh, I'm stuck. That was weird. Along the path and to the left, I think you can see it from the boardwalk. Alright. I can't walk past here. It stopped. There's these weird torn rock formations. I don't see a cavern entrance. I am blanking. Now let me back up. It's the other boardwalk. Had to mount a pony. Going to make that orc pay for his treachery. Caverns, caverns, caverns. Nope. It looks like a cavern. I just can't go in. This is where I started. Almost. This is definitely where I started. Did you pass it? Well, I must have. We'll be on the right going back. Okay. So now we think it's on the right-hand side. Tried that. That's not a cave entrance. Even though it looks like a cave entrance and should be a cave entrance. This looks like it could lead somewhere, but doesn't. That's no moon. Maybe I can go up here? Not anywhere in particular. On the south of the boardwalk. So this is south. Sorry, this must be frustrating to watch. I don't get where I'm supposed to go. Spider cave, spider cave. Nothing is more frustrating than watching idiots play badly. I do not wish to be that idiot. And yet, I seem to not be able to avoid it either. Okay, this looks like it should be a cave. It's not. I tried here before too. This is that weird area I think I had trouble getting out of last time. Like the textures are torn. I somehow managed to jump my way out of here last time. There we go. So that's not a cave. Well, hell, that looks like a cave. How did I walk past this 75 times? Seriously? That's totally a cave. A small band of orcs have barricaded themselves in these caverns. Okay. Every time you went by, the camera was facing the other way. Yeah, that's. It must have looked like I was trying to not finish this. Like I said, I am not a smart man.
Now then,
I don't have enough room. Yay, it's time to manage inventory. How much extra might does that give? $350? Do I have one for vitality? I do. So, this one's about 1,300 vitality and about 900 or 1,000 might. The armor is almost double. Plus 20 light. Yeah, it's probably worth switching out to this armor. Oh, Invaders Fire Opal Gold Ear Cuffs. Will and Vitality. Motes of Enchantment. What else was I going to look at? Deeds Bestowed. Fair enough.
now then. Now then. Now then.
Yay. Silken gift. Deed bestowed. Alright, I'm going to do something very uncharacteristic. My back is bothering me a little bit. I don't know if I've just been sitting funny, but I think I'm going to call it a stream. So, thank you for watching. For me, this is a light stream, but I think compared to most of the rest of the team, still gave you guys a solid 2.5 hours. So, I want to thank you guys for coming by and watching. I had fun tonight. I hope you did too. I mentioned the weather's going to be bad, so hopefully I'll be around this weekend. I'll get a chance to see some of you guys and say hello. Let's find somebody else who is streaming Lotro. Just because I need to log off and stretch and get more Coke Zero because Mrs. Mustafa's asleep and that's all I have left. Doesn't mean the party has to stop. we will find somebody who is playing. Let's see who that might be. Zonflux Gaming. Let's go raid Zonflux. That sounds like a good thing to do. Thank you for watching, everybody. And we're going to go raid now. See you guys soon.
Borealis, so we would have the Aurora Borealis. For the boy name, we're thinking of Gabriel. So I'll type it in chat. Gabriel.